CBSE Board, Class 11, History, Chapter 2, Part 15, Audio by Renee Matthew. A great sequence on documentaries and chronicles is given in the next part of your textbook. And we got a lot of documentaries and chronicles from the excavated sites. The Persian chronicles were found from Iran and Central Asia. They were quite detailed, especially when they did the chronicles and documentaries on Iran and Central Asia. These two places, which was the Islamic land. Now what about the Christian chronicles? Christian chronicles were written in Syriac, a dialect of Aramaic. Aramaic is a combination of Arabic and Hebrew. Hebrew and Arabic. So it was written in Syriac, and they are fewer actually. They were not great in number, but it throws a lot of light and hope on the history of early Islam as well, because there's a lot of connection between the Christian belief and the belief of Islam. So there is a lot of connection between both that is also found from these dialects. Besides the chronicles, we have got many legal texts, geographies, travelogues, literary works, such as stories and poems, which throws light on the Christian chronicles. What about the documentary evidence? There were a lot of fragmentary pieces of writing, such as official orders or private correspondence. These were things which were written by scribes. I told you in one of the audios also that they will acknowledge the person's name and they will write about their position in the office. Everything was recorded. They will write for others also. So most of them were in connection with the office orders. And it is one of the most valuable sources of writing histories because it does not pertain to any event or person. It is something very official, something which is very formal and nothing to do with any particular event or person. So when it has got to do with a particular event or person, what happens? There can be additions and subtractions where people will add or even reduce facts. Now when we come almost entirely to the Greek and Arabic papyri, that is the papyrus remaining, and that is good for administrative history. All the administrative works are from the Greek and Arabic papyri, and also the Geniza records. These are the Christian chronicles, the documentary evidence is here, and these are the Geniza records. Remains are given here and how they have written, which dialect and all that. Some evidence has emerged from all these things. The first one is the archaeological evidence is there. How did you get all these evidence? If anybody asks you, these are the three factors. The first one is archaeological evidence where excavations done at desert places. Numismatic is study of coins, very important. Epigraphic, study of inscriptions. A lot of inscriptions will be there. Sources which are of great value for economic history. Study of inscriptions were very important because it gave a lot of insight on the economic history, art history, and also for establishing names and dates. They also led to the development of the chronological sequence when they studied epigraphy. Proper histories of Islam began to be written in the 19th century, especially by university professors in Germany and Netherlands. That was because of their interest in studying these resources after that too in the 19th century. Colonial interest in the Middle East and North Africa encouraged both French and British researchers to study Islam as well. So many people studied it for their research purpose, especially colonial researchers and their interest. Christian priests also, they paid a lot of attention to the history of Islam, and it also produced some good work, although their interest was mainly to compare both Islamic belief and Christianity, but it produced a lot of work where it is like it gave a clarity on both the beliefs. The scholars were known as Orientalists. They are known for their knowledge of Arabic and Persian and critical analysis of original texts. So these people who studied all these things were known as Orientalists. So our Orientalism itself is a movement in the history of the world. So they were known for their study, especially of the critical analysis of the various texts from both Christianity and from Islamic culture, from the Islamic belief, and they were in Arabic and Persian languages. Can you see a person here? Ignaz Goldziher. He was a Hungarian Jew and he studied at the Islamic College in Cairo in Egypt, and he produced path-breaking studies in German of Islamic law and theology. So he did a lot of comparison, he studied, and he brought about a lot of researchers and theses which contributed to the Islamic law and theology. That is how everything develops. 20th century historians of Islam, okay, these people, they have largely followed the interest and methods of Orientalists. So they were the ones, so Orientalists were really broad-minded in their approach. So 20th century people followed them, and they have also widened the scope of Islamic history. So it is not that it was very conservative. Before that, people did not have the resources. Now there was a broader scope, and people started widening the scope of the study of Islam. And that was a great improvement. Like how did they do that? How did they widen the scope? By including new topics, by using allied disciplines, and having refined many aspects. In a nutshell, they added more topics. They started comparison of studies with other branches of studies, okay? Allied disciplines, that is connecting and studying, correlating and studying. And they have also defined many aspects of Orientalist studies. I told you that Orientalism itself was a movement. So it opened the way, it gave a lot of good work to the study of Orientalism, especially for the historians and other